Hello, everyone. In this lecture, I will be talking about like how we can go into the market once you finished developing your system, right? Okay, so currently you are working on the the development of your system, right? So I think like this is the right time for you to start thinking about like implementing various strategies in terms of go to market, the marketing campaigns, and like your pricing strategies, and also the customer acquisition strategies. So these are important strategies for your system, like for your startup company, so that you will be ready for promoting, marketing your product, your system, and like you can reach out to your target users, right? So in design thinking project, ideation, developing, testing, they are very important, right? As you can see it here in the design thinking framework, what we have gone through, includes understanding our users, their needs, their pain points, and like we define like point of view in the problem space. Then moving on to the solution space, like we ideate the the features, the functionalities, and design guidelines, and followed by the tangible prototypes, right? From the low fidelity prototypes all the way to the high fidelity prototypes, right? Then we actually do the like testing phase, right? So in which you do MVP testing or like your usability testing and so on, right? Okay, now moving on to the marketing strategies or like customer retention strategies, customer acquisition strategies. So why these strategies are important, like coming back to here, like how we can implement or like integrate you know such strategies into your design thinking project and why they are important. Clearly, after your design thinking like framework, so the next one, the immediate one will be you are going to launch, right after your testing, right? You're going to launch your product. You will deliver your product into the market immediately, right? So this is what we want to achieve as an ultimate goal, all right? So you want your customers like to start using your system, to start like creating, generating content, and like more importantly, like to subscribe your service, right? And like to attract your customers, right? So this is very important. So simply said, you need to have customer based to be able to sustain your product, your system, you know, to run your startup company, right? So you need to attract many customers. The more customers you have, the better, you know, your your system will become, like your startup company will become. So which is why we need to strategize, many ways in terms of promoting your market, promoting your product, fitting into the market, and like creating like various pricing strategies, and like how to retain the customers, how to acquire customers, followed by the customers retention, right? And what kind of promotions that we will have to attract more customers, how to like spread the news about the uniqueness, the innovative features and functionalities to many users, like depending on your customer segments, right? For example, like you're targeting students, so how you're going to market, and like you're targeting the consumers in Thailand, then how you're going to do this and what strategies that you're going to use to be able to promote and market your product. This is very important, right? So actually, these are the strategies that, that you should start like thinking about, you know, um, maybe like anywhere in between, like, problem space and the solution space, right? So since you started like ideating the features and functionalities, so these marketing strategies, pricing strategies are becoming like more much clearer, right? Since in at this stage, like we should start thinking about this. Actually, we have done like, some important like, strategies since in the like, either problem space or solution space that we are going to talk about very soon. Okay, so the very first one here is called like go-to-market strategy. So what is go-to-market strategy? So now you're going to finish, like you're going to complete your system, your product. Now you're kind of like, delivering your product to the market, right? So what you need to do, you need to have a clear understanding about your market, you know, who they are, what they do, what they need, right? And what strategies that you need to use to promote, to market your product, right? It is kind of like a detailed plan that will outline how a startup company will launch a product, right? Or like a service to the market, right? So go to market strategy basically means like, your product is ready to use, and like you want your customers like to start using your system, or like maybe like to start subscribing your system, right? So this is kind of like launching a product or service to the market, and like we are reaching out to our target customers, right? They are very important. And of course, we will achieve the competitive advantage, right? So competitive advantage basically means like, when you are going into the market, right, what kind of unique features and functionalities you can offer, what kind of promotions you have, what kind of attractions you can, like, offer to your customers, right? So these are the things that you should be very clear. You should be strategizing when it comes to like go-to-market strategy, right? What kind of offerings you have for your for your target customers when you go into the market, right? So bring similar features and functionalities, nothing new, then your market strategy may not be really effective, right? Because the customers, right, you cannot really like attract. For example, like you want to introduce a new social media or a new e-commerce platform, right? So we already have like, similar or many or e-learning platforms in the market. Like, why do I have to use another like, um product, right? Another e-commerce platform? But your e-commerce platform is unique. It can offer like unique value proposition, right? So it is different from like, the existing one, which is called your competitive advantage. It can be, the product quality, value proposition such as like, pricing strategy and a promotion, or maybe like, the loyalty program and many other stuff, right? So in that way, you can attract customers like to start using your systems, which is why a go-to-market strategy is like very, very important. First of all, your prototype, your system must be unique enough, right? So it must offer like, exciting features that people never used before, a new technology, right? Okay, technology part, technical part, right? Your product may be like very powerful, but like if you don't use like a good and effective marketing strategy, right? So people will not know your product, right? Nowadays, like, when we use like, website or like, mobile apps, we often see like, the AI tools, right? They are, for example, YouTube video. So many like AI tools like Grammarly or like maybe any other like, or ChatGPT like, tools, they are advertising and using their promotional video, right? They are offering what they can offer to you, and like what kind of benefits you will get. So which is why like creating a promotional video in your project is one of the go-to-market strategy, right? Using this promotional video, we are reaching out to your target, or like to our target customers, like then we will start promoting our product. So go-to-market strategy, like it encompasses like every aspect of bringing the product to the consumer, right? So this is kind of like a channel where your consumer, your end users will start using your product, your service, right? That will include like product market fit. Your product must be fit into the right market, the right segment, the marketing and sales strategies, which is very important. Your distribution channels and after sales, like customer support, they are important in like go to market strategy. So GTM strategy is like crucial for making sure that the product, right, your system, your product, your technology meets the market's needs and achieves its intended success. So this is clearly like what we have already done in the beginning of the course, right? The project, right? We did like so many, you know, we use like so many techniques and the like methods to make sure our value proposition, market segment, the project objectives, and like product objectives and many other stuff, right? We already clearly define what we want to achieve, what we can offer to our, you know, uh, users, right, to our consumers, such as like we use SWOT analysis, problem statement, like WH questions, blue ocean strategies, NABC, many other things, right? Even though like we have more, right, but we can only use like limited strategies in our course, right? But anyway, these are sufficient enough for us to clearly understand like why we need to develop this product, and of course like how it can address the like the customer needs, the user needs, and many other stuff, right? So which is why a go-to-market strategy is like very, very important. So in go-to-market strategies, what we need to do, we need to align with like customer needs, right? So for example, like we define like customer needs very clearly in the design thinking project by understanding like user requirements, user pain points through our user research, right? The market differentiation, like we already kind of like define using like SWOT analysis, blue ocean strategies. In that way, like we can leverage like unique value proposition. We also use unique value proposition in our like brainstorming sections, the guidance for the product development. So the entire like the design thinking strategy is for methodology, is for like developing like a product, an innovative product iteratively, right? The reduction in time to market, right? So this is important. The streamline the process, like the product development, we need to streamline the development and like reach out to our customers and like start promoting, marketing our product, which is kind of like pretty important, right? And effective resource allocation through the effective and like proper project management, we kind of like achieve this part in terms of time allocation and like resources, like the cost, people, management, methodologies, many other stuff, right? And also like we enhance like customer experience, like in this like go to market strategy, how to reach out to our customers like through various channels and the touch points. Then they will kind of like experience your using your service, your product, and get a kind of like awareness about your product, right? So it can be like social medias, like the print medias, and you kind of like you reach out directly to your customers like in person, through the promotion, through the advertisements, many other stuff, right? So this is important. And the another one in another important like factor about a go-to-market strategy is like increase market viability and the sustainability. So you have to start thinking like planning, implementing for like your product launch, aiming for the future long run, like impact, right? So how you can sustain in the market, how you can survive in this like competitive market, right? So and how to have growth in the market, right? To become a reputable like product brand name, and even like become a leader in the market, right? So these are all part of a go-to-market strategy. Okay, so in go-to-market strategy, like what we can do, market research and the segmentation. So you need to clearly understand your target market, the user segment, you know for your audience, right? So what kind of market segmentation you have. So for this one, I don't need to like even explain further because we have prided like our the business canvas model, blue ocean strategy, SWOT analysis, and a lot of other design thinking techniques, right? To make sure we clearly understand our market segmentation and the customer segmentation, right? So this is very important because without understanding clearly onto the customer segment, user segment, you may not achieve like what we want to achieve, what you want to achieve, and you may not reach out to the right market and the right customer segment, right? So this is like what we need to do. But right now, in terms of go to market strategy, we need to revisit our like previous analysis and insight and start like refining our understanding of the market and the consumer. Then you can start planning for the like the go to market strategies, and like you create implement these strategies that are aligned with your your objectives earlier in the project. Okay, unique value proposition and the positioning. So you need to clearly define what makes your product unique and like stand out, and why customers should choose it over competitors. This is I repeatedly like talk about it in the class since in the beginning of the project. So you're designing one system, one product, but in the end, why do we need to do this, and why your target customers, why they should use your service in the first place. And the next question is like why they have to pay money, like for your project, to your project, right? And why do they have to subscribe it, right? So the reason behind is like unique value proposition, and these unique value proposition in terms of like unique features and functionalities that will address the user needs, user pain points, they will start using the system, right? So this is like what we have done, and again we need to revisit it and also like like refine the insight and implement for the like the future the go to market strategy. Okay, the next one is a pricing strategy that we are going to talk more details later on. But right now, go to market strategy is like very much related to like your pricing strategies. So because you are using not only the freemium, the paid subscription based model, if you're using this or revenue model in your project, you have to start thinking about the pricing strategies. It is important for you to like determine like the best pricing model for your product, right? So you should consider the factors such as like your development costs, like production costs. You need to do a proper research, like how your competitors charge to your customers, what kind of value propositions they can offer. And the perceived value is basically how customer think like how much they want to pay. This one can be achieved through the market research, like user research, right? And like your target customers willingness to pay, how much they want to offer to you, how much they want to spend, like and your persona will tell you this information, because like your persona is basically your segmented customer base, right? So they will tell you like who they are, their profile, their income, like their behaviors, their demographic, and many other stuff, right? So using all these insight, you can start thinking about the pricing strategy. Choose a pricing strategy that aligns with your overall business objectives, your strategy, and your position in the market. Okay, the next one is called like distribution channels, right? Which is very important. Nowadays, we have like more than one channel to be able to reach out to your consumers, right? So you need to identify very clearly and set up the most effective channels to sell your product, right? So how you're going to do is like, other than like app store, so what else, you know where can you uh promote your product and reach out to your customers, right? So you need to decide whether to sell directly to your customers, or through the intermediaries, like or combination of both. Or like if you have like a tangible devices, so do you need a retail stores, like retail partnerships, or like business to business channels, right? So you have to start thinking and also implementing it. And the marketing and promotional strategy, so what kind of like marketing campaigns you will have, the promotional strategies, and like the the values for your customers, which is very important. First of all, you need to create awareness and generate interest. This is very important, right? So in the first place, like you cannot really ask your users to start using it, like, but you need to create awareness for them. And like your product is kind of like attractive enough, so that you will start like gaining interest from your users. That can be include like traditional digital marketing, like the search engine optimization, content creation, social media advertisement, like email campaign, and like print media, television, and many other stuff, right? You can start thinking about this. Sales strategies, like you can convert like your consumers interest into the actual purchase, right? So what kind of like the sales and marketing strategy that you will need, and also the sales team, marketing team, they are responsible for this, right? Okay, customer support and the services is very important, right? So since in the beginning of your launch, like you have to have a very clear like strategy for how you're going to support your customers after they purchase your product, right? So this is a very important. So you should provide excellence post-purchase like services and supports to retain your customers, and encourage like word of mouth referrals. Referrals are very, very important. But nowadays, like social media based like word of mouth referrals are very powerful. And monitoring and optimization, right? So in marketing strategies, like you need to monitor the like progress, like track the sales data, marketing ROI, like customer feedback, and that the trends and the changes in the market, they are pretty important. So which is why you will need specific software, like a CRM software or marketing tools to be able to track and monitor the performance of your product, and also the sales figures, and also the customer feedback. Based on that, you can refine and you can like strategize, you can implement your strategies. So go to market strategy will include like understand your audience, clear value proposition, the unique features and functionalities, your strategies in the pricing, how you're going to charge, and like why you should charge this. You should be very clear. Your distribution channels, engaging marketing strategies, your partnerships, like very, very important. Partnerships with like your other businesses, partnerships with the like distributors, retailers, and celebrities, and very, very important. The readiness of like sales teams, marketing team is very important. The post purchase customer support is crucial, and the feedback, right? So this is kind of like ongoing and continuous stuff. You need to get the feedback from your customers, adapt based on the metrics, that you created, like how to measure the performance and stuff. Building the relationships between like business partners and the consumers, and market awareness, like you need to monitor and kind of like improve it right along the way. Okay, so this is all for the like part one. I will talk about customer acquisition strategy in the part two. Thank you.